Hi, Velkommen. My name is TheNordicDane, and today we're going to talk about Control on PlayStation 5. This video is going to contain me trying out Control for the first time and my reviews and thoughts about it, the story, what has happened, what I think is going to happen, and also a little bit about the aspects of the actual game itself. So this game, I heard about it when it was coming out. I was like, this game seems interesting, but I never really got around to actually buy it. So when PlayStation announced that they were first of all going to do a PlayStation 5 version of it, I was like, yes, I got a PlayStation 5. Why also not try this game? Around, I think, Black Friday, I was like, oh, this game's now, I think it was $20 or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna buy it, but I forgot to buy it, and instead, it just slipped my mind. Then PlayStation announced that this game is going to be completely free as long as you have the PlayStation Plus. Now is the time to try Control. Control is made by Remedy Entertainment, which I have never heard of before. They have made Max Payne, but I've never tried those games, so I've only known them by name. Control is a single-player, third-person shooter, first and foremost, with the small abilities like Star Wars using force push, and I could imagine later on in the game there would be some extraordinary abilities that I do not know of yet. Jessie is somewhat unknown. She comes inside this federal building, which is very weird, and there's nobody to greet her. You have like a long montage in the beginning about the building and some shots taken inside the building, and you see this picture of a person, and this person turns around. You see someone holding up a gun to their own head. The game takes you on a philosophical ramble for 2 to 3 minutes about everything. I do not know how that correlates to the game so far. You slowly learn that there are these objects of power which are described as ordinary things. For some reason or another, they are turned into these objects of power, which has some sort of great effect. So far, I have seen a few objects of power. One of them I think was a furnace, basically just eating up radioactive material, and I have seen other small objects of power, and I think this is what the game's revolves about, because these objects of power seem to give Jessie some new and advanced attacks and powers. Once she enters the building, she finds the director lying dead on the floor, the director that you saw in the beginning montage shooting himself. But you slowly find out that maybe he is not quite dead, or maybe he is somehow still communicating with you, as well as Jessie having this inner monologue. Like, she does not say a single word out loud except when she's speaking to someone else. There is a lot of her talking to herself and also talking to some sort of spirit that I honestly don't know who is. It kind of reminds me a bit about Beyond Two Souls, how the female lead had some sort of inner spirit that they were talking to, and this inner spirit had some sort of power, but that's not something that has been a part of the story so far. When it comes to where this game is heading, I really have no idea. This game is very mysterious, it's very unpredictable. I only have some few guesses here and there. For example, you see the janitor. For some reason or another, he seems to know kind of what's going on there. And some of the people that you met also seem kind of to know what's going on, but also not really. And they're not giving off much information. So Jessie has to go out and find it herself. I think that this inner spirit that Jessie has is somewhat really important to the story, but exactly how, I do not know. This game is so mysterious and so wonderful. This game keeps its secrets so close to its chest that you don't really know what's gonna happen even like 2 minutes ahead of the game. When it comes to the aesthetics of the game and the visual of the game itself, I chose to play this in 30 frames with ray tracing. I chose to play this in the quality mode rather than the performance mode, and I found the ray tracing really stunning. And I found that so many of these items around the office could be destroyed, books could be taken down from shelves, and I just thought that this might be just a visually great experience. Now, if you enjoy shooting games with 60 frames per second, I am pretty sure that this game also will look stunning because they have some small details in this game that are really beautiful. I personally prefer quality over performance mode, and I did the same when I played Spider-Man Miles Morales. I don't have a problem when it comes to loading 5 seconds longer if you can get a visually beautiful look, but I feel this game also lets you down in some moments. One of the things that I really don't like about this game is its ability to have these small, I almost want to call them glitches, except they're not glitches, it just looks like the glitches. When you run into things, you will often see these kind of jumping, skipping motions that Jessie does as you play around as her. It sort of reminds me of an old video game where they haven't really gone into details with some of the things that you as a player would definitely go and explore, which I find really sad because this game has been out for a long time. First now, you have the PlayStation 5 editions. Not only have they been able to have people play this for several months, they have also had the opportunity to upgrade it, so they should have removed small glitches like this. My favorite thing though when it comes to the visual aspect of this game is the mouth. And I know that sounds weird, but the mouth movement in this game is amazing. Like, honestly, nothing that I've ever seen before. Their facial expression in this game is really gorgeous made. It is so lively, and it is so amazing to see that they have really put time and effort into this. With all that being said, I feel the music in this game really complements the whole game. Due to copyright and me streaming this on Twitch, I had to turn off some of the music, but I don't feel that has taken away anything from me. Rather the opposite. I don't know how this game was supposed to sound with the normal music, but I feel that this music that they have added onto the game is really intriguing. It's really, I don't want to call it scary, but it adds on to the horror in this game. Now, I personally don't like horror games. I find them boring, I find them repetitive, but this game really stands out when it comes to any of the other horror games that I have played. One thing that I really can't tell whether I like or not is the fact that the game does not tell you exactly what to do. In general, you get a mission and it tells you this is where the mission is at, but once you're there, it doesn't really tell you exactly what to do. I remember I had a problem with one place where I did not know what to do, and I think I stumbled around in that room for maybe 10 minutes, going back and forth, seeing if there was another way into that place, just because I wasn't sure exactly what to do. It was only when I randomly took this object and threw it because I was tired, and it actually worked. So I don't know if I like that or not. I definitely think that's up to the user's experience. When I game, I like to have a little bit of mystery, a little bit, I don't know how to do this or where to go, but I feel this game has a little bit too much of that. In the video game, I did die a few times because I was reckless. For example, there was this one time where I basically just jumped over the edge and I fell down and died. But because this game doesn't have a difficulty level, you will experience some battles which are really easy, some battles which are really hard. I had this one boss battle that I think I died like maybe 3 times or 4 times before I actually got him. And that was fairly early in the game. I was like, this is really annoying. Then the 3rd or 4th time came around and I beat him so easily, and I was like, why did I have trouble in the first place? Now, my overall experience with this game is that it's amazing. I really enjoy this. Now, I did a live stream of this and I think it lasted for 2 or 3 hours, so I have not tried this game out as much as I would like to, but that is why this review exists. But my first impression of this was that I want to play more. This is a game that I'm gonna be playing a lot of, and I can imagine me doing all the side missions in this game. There is, however, like a lot of extra material in the game that you can read, these folders, these files. So far I read some of them, but they kind of seem redundant almost. And the fact that it has got me hooked simply just shows how fantastic this game is. So far I am gonna give it 5 out of 6 Viking helmets. And I don't know if this video game can hit the 6 Viking helmets. And my fear for that is basically that the history is too scrambled and that it won't make sense. But I really hope that at some point they will either explain a lot more, or there will be so much evidence or so many small stories here and there that together it will create a whole, and that will explain so much more. But for now, that will be 5 Viking helmets. thank you so much for listening in today. I definitely am gonna stream a lot more on this, so if you want to watch some more, please go on Twitch and find me. My handle is TheNordicDane. Right now I don't have a weekly schedule because my schedule is a little bit wonky, but I am definitely gonna stream more of this game, and I am definitely also gonna stream some other games, so tune in if you like them, and also follow my YouTube channel. Vi ses!